Recorded live from Stockton, California, this is Jammin with the Best.
Welcome back. Episode 91. We got Danny. We got the Seans. Sean Jack, Sean Mercy.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome.
How's it going?
It's going amazing. Thank you so much for having us.
Let's get right to it. We've got news to drop.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sean Jack, why don't you take it? What the hell is going on this year?
So the OTB Open has a new presenting manufacturer partner, and it is going to be MVP Disc Sports.
Gyro.
Throw gyro.
Be a lot of gyro this year. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. One thing I heard in the off season is that movement is made when you change.
Sure.
And I'm not sure that was like specifically behind our strategy, but we just thought, we would test the waters as far as receiving, interest from other companies.
Mm-hmm.
And MVP was something that we talked about amongst a few others that came to the top of the list. And we have a good relationship with Steve Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a referral from Steve Dodge, obviously, since he knows them with the MVP Open.
Yep.
And they came up with a program that was very attractive. And so we're really happy to work with them this year.
Well, and there's a lot that you guys want to do this year as far as making the level and the feel of the event much larger. Can you talk about some of the infrastructure things that you guys want to implement?
Yeah, for sure. So like overarching, our goal is to create the best spectator experience on tour. Like we might fail, but that's what we're going to try to do.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my first USDDC last year and took lots of notes. Just saw how they were able to handle onboarding with spectators and parking and creating viewership areas and how they treat VIPs, and obviously working for the tour and been to many events now. And one thing I'm proud of our team is that we take a lot of chances.
Mm-hmm.
Creating the event at Glen Eagles, different types of sponsors,
Yep.
moving the tournament because we had to,
Yep.
and this year changing one of the first events to charge a cover.
2018.
Yep. I know how crazy it was back then that we charged $10
Inaugural
to get in. $10.
Still my favorite event I've ever been to.
It was awesome. That one lives in infamy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just thought, we do a good thing, and the relationship we have with you and Only the Best Discs is important because of your distribution channel.
Sure.
Right? So if anyone doesn't know out there, and it's okay to share, right?
Yeah.
So OTB's sponsorship of the OTB Open works as essentially a rev share program.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a guaranteed floor, but then we get to share in the profit of the disc that OTB sells.
Yep.
So the more discs that we can have access to, the more money we can make. And the more money we can make, the better we can make a kick-ass experience for spectators and players.
Yep.
So going back to what you asked me, which is a roundabout way to get there, we have, I'll let Sean talk about the numbers. Mercy.
Other Sean.
But because of this new program, we're able to raise a significant amount of money that we want to use to create a foundation of more staging, more sound, more bleachers, VIP bathrooms, player locker room facilities, trailers for media, hospitality trailers for staff, just more professionalize.
Yeah.
Like if anyone's been to a PGA Tour event, it's our goal to get there. We'll fail, but video wall, like we're definitely going to have a video wall.
Yeah.
Like, no question. We want a place for people to watch the coverage while they're getting their food, going to the bathroom, buying some products.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the partnership with MVP really allows us, with our contribution that they gave us in cash and also in credit to support our amateur event.
Mm-hmm.
And along with the access of OTB discs to sell limited edition exclusive molds to help raise money.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. They stepped up to the plate big time with with access to their product line. Certainly 2021 was a tough year. Every manufacturer was dealing with the issues of just an extreme supply constraint. And we weren't able to get, access to as many as we could. And that's no indictment on the previous sponsor in any way. But 2022, everybody's getting their supply down, and we're going to be able to roll out quite a few discs, and I'm excited to see, where exactly that money is going to go, because it's all going back into the event, and that's exciting.
It is exciting. I think I've been on a few podcasts before where I'm unapologetic about the fact that people that are tournament directors deserve to be compensated.
100%.
Yep.
It's a job that not most people have, and it's impossible for me to say this without expressing any sort of self-centeredness. But you have to be good with people, you have to be good behind a computer, and you have to be physically capable of lifting boxes. And
you have to be good
and
at planning.
Delegating. Yeah,
planning and delegating.
Mm-hmm.
And
I probably spend an average of 10 to 20 hours a week on the tournament in the 3 months leading up to it, and then 3 weeks out through the end of the DGPT tournament, it's full time.
Yeah.
And by full time, it's like 80 hours a week.
Yeah. Oh, the week of the tournament is just crazy. It's 6 a.m. until 11 o'clock at night, midnight.
I mean, you're basically running on adrenaline.
I basically don't hang out with you at all that whole week.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Yeah. It is weird.
I know. I wish we could be in two places at one time and also be like pure spectators.
Oh, I'd love to go to the OTB Open. This is
yeah, it'd be so much fun.
How much would you pay?
We get a little bit of that, but
$150.
Yeah.
For a 3-day VIP pass.
Yeah, VIP. What about a golf cart?
And the golf cart.
Yeah. Wow.
So honestly, it's not hard. Like, copy the things that are successful. Like, go to a golf tournament, and we're hopefully gonna have golf carts that'll shuttle people around from if they're parked in the parking lot that's far away, or just to get you from point A to point B. We're aiming to have elevated viewing platforms. We want to do some live music. And not just like maybe live music that's local, maybe, some artists that have significant following, look at like the Phoenix Waste Management Open or the American Express golf tournament. It's like, it's just copy them and do it in a smaller way. So we want onboarding to be an important part. Like, when you get to the golf tournament, that you're at a disc golf tournament, you know where to park, you're welcomed. When you get to the gates, it is organized. The queue is exactly where it should be.
Yep. You're
given a map. You're giving maybe a 30-second soundbite of where everything is. You know where the vendor village is. You know where the bathrooms are. You know where you can get food.
Yep.
Not sure this year. I'd love to have like a beer tasting element. Maybe that's a 23 idea.
Yeah.
But just creating a more professionalized experience for everyone.
What are some of the things that you took specifically from USDGC that you'd like to implement?
That's a great question.
Thank you, man.
The OB, I'm not sure I'm going to mirror it, but the OB, the way they do it with pretty thick stakes and string. It was Chad Sullivan was walking around. He's like a assistant TD there, and
so the guy with the crazy hat.
No,
I don't know.
He's like,
I know who you're talking about.
No, he like their staff at all times is tightening the out of bounds because they have these really thick stakes, and all they have to do is like loop it around. And whenever their staff is like driving anyone around, and they have golf carts flying everywhere. That's part of, I want golf carts flying everywhere, bringing people in logistics.
Damn.
Except Crash.
Except Crash. He will crash that thing.
But they also have, they have great infrastructure there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jonathan Poole works out of like a Winthrop museum that has like bedrooms and bathrooms and showers and full media and a bar and like, and then when you finish, everyone's seen I can't remember what that facility is called at Hole 18. It's a big facility that also has bathrooms and a place for the media. We don't have exactly that much infrastructure, but with the support that we have from our sponsors now, we can kind of bring it in and pop it up.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, which isn't something necessarily the viewers will be able to see, but if you're coming to the event and spectating, you're going to notice it immediately.
Yeah.
Players will feel it too.
Absolutely.
Well, the viewers are going to see all of the spectators on site.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really cool.
That's my favorite part about OTB Open last year was like the area by 17's green and like, was it 13 right there?
It was 14, 17 basket,
12,
13, 14, 17.
Yeah, that area like
Party Peninsula.
With the camera shots were sick because it's just like 400 fans.
Yeah.
And dude throwing. and it just looked amazing.
So we want to do that times like 4 this year.
I mean, eventually times 10.
1,000.
Eventually.
Yeah, like we have a 5-year goal that on site at one time we want 5,000 fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can do 10, but like as a reasonable goal.
We hope.
What was last year? And it was capped due to COVID.
So we capped VIP passes at 300. Those were 3-day passes that gave you unlimited access. This year, I think that cap is 500.
Mm-hmm.
We're also doing daily VIP. Sean, do you remember what it is?
The pricing?
Maybe no. The number.
I like 200 more maybe.
Maybe like 50 to 100 more per day.
Yeah.
But then as far as general admission, which we're walking the course tomorrow with Leonard, which I'm excited about to see like what kind of GA space that we can carve out.
Mm-hmm.
We can do, I think, 1,000. So we should have.
Well, I think we got like 700 on site, probably max last year.
We had I think we had 1,000 last year.
I thought
including players,
including
players and
players, volunteers, we had 1,000, no problem.
Right.
This year, I think we can do
1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then get that to 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's the 3-year plan, right? 5,000.
5,000. 5,000 at one time by 2024.
Yep. What's the most spectators, like European Open, I feel like was a big one. So I guess stateside, like what has been the most single like spectated event or day? Do you know?
I think Ledgestone and D-Glow last year had significant ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from the Disc Golf Pro Tour ops manager that they had like maybe 2,000
DDO
at the last year at Ledgestone and D-Glow.
Corey's chiming in with DDO.
Yeah.
DDO.
Shout out Corey Merle too.
Yeah, Corey's in the background. He's going to jump on the microphone.
Yeah, he'll be here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I picture like Worlds obviously is, one of the title events of last year, probably the biggest event in our sport. But like
they had thousands last year.
Yeah, Mulligan's had plenty.
Thousands.
And then the Fort is the other one. Is
the
real
Fort
tough to get a ton of spectators. But that 18th green,
it was amazing.
Holy shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Mulligan's was fantastic. Sorry, the Fort was fantastic for hole 18. What was the playoff hole 16?
Yep.
Yeah, those two holes could fit like 3,000 to 5,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And they designed it that way too, right?
I think so. I mean, that's how the playoff was going to go 16, 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rinse, wash, repeat. And then they put bleachers that could fit 1,000 people on hole 18.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Which I think means we should circle back to what we're doing at the course this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
So in order to accommodate so many more spectators, we're going to be taking over the entire Swenson property. We
talked about it a little bit on our last episode, and we said it will be a redesign.
Yep.
And then, it seemed like 18's green and 1's tee pad were going to be relatively close, kind of close to the infrastructure they already have there at the golf course. Right. And really just a great viewing and finishing area. And everybody's got their beers, chilling in the beer garden.
Yeah, hole 18 will now be relatively close to the beer garden or like the dining area at Swenson.
Yep.
Close to the bathrooms. That area alone can fit hundreds of people. And then we intend on putting more bleachers and spectating areas right there. And I would be shocked if, again, we haven't seen it till tomorrow. There should be like OB in play. It should be really exciting.
There's a couple practice greens right there.
Golf greens.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work.
But yeah, we definitely want to get similar to the experience that they got at the Fort. Like an arena basically coming in to finish the tournament.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, my dad is actually going to this year's Waste Management Open.
Nice.
I actually might be going to that tournament too.
Yeah, so
it's the same time as the All-Star weekend.
My cousin works for the big billboard company. I don't know what it's called. And he has 40 box seats. So my dad gets to go sit in the box seat at the Waste Management Open on the 16th green, I think.
On hole 16?
Yeah.
That's I've sent Danny like mock-ups with like
that's why
on bleachers.
Yeah.
I would love to build like a hole 8 Maple Hill, hole 16. I love that I'm putting those two holes at the same
it's kind of the similar vibe.
They are. Yeah. An aceable short hole that everyone goes ape shit
for.
Yeah.
We
need a hole like that we can build, and then like every year the infrastructure gets bigger and bigger. I mean, if you look at Tiger Ace, that hole in the 90s, and you look at the coverage, it didn't have like a stadium surrounding the green.
No,
Right.
It was just
they
shit ton of people standing around.
correct. They built it slowly, but like the vibe was there is evident right away. And like I said that this is something that Sean might disagree with. I want to be the loudest event on tour.
Oh, I'd love that so much.
As long as it's loud at the right times.
Yes.
Of
Zombie
course.
Crash and loud at the wrong time last year. Shout out to Crash.
That was hole 17. It was Paige's group.
Yeah. Someone hit a putt and hit the chains, and Crash and his whole cart started screaming, and then everyone looks at him.
It was
like,
a spit out?
It was a spit out.
Yeah. It was Paige putting and a dog bark.
And a dog bark right at the backswing, too. It was really just like an awful moment, like all the way around. Well, I felt bad for everyone involved because it was Crash and a cart full of kids.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, she won the tournament.
Yeah, Paige still won.
She still won, but
by like one.
She took it like champ, too.
Or two.
Like, yeah.
She did take like a champ.
Stuff
she didn't even.
Well, she is a champ.
Yes. Yeah. It's the only way she can take all the things.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a balance, though, right? Like, we definitely want to have that kind of party carnival atmosphere
for sure
around the event. But also, we need to prioritize a good, fair competition.
Sure.
You might also get the chance to not crash into some water.
Sure.
Maybe.
I would love to see Crash in the water. Are you kidding me?
Dunk tank.
Dunk tank, though.
Get some diss out of there while you're at it.
I mean, take that photo, sign me up. I'll buy it right now.
We might have Crash on the pod tomorrow, apparently, also.
Oh,
well, I heard the TD for the Masters Cup.
Yeah.
Is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, Mr. Matt Beatty will be here tomorrow.
You guys are busy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's never boring around
Masters
these
Cup
parts.
is moving to the golf course on Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe it.
18 holes also is what he told me.
That's what it's always been.
No.
For the normal
day law. For day law.
Yeah.
Yeah. 18 holes.
He also told me he has news to break that nobody else has heard, and he wouldn't even tell me tomorrow. And he wants to break it on our show.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
I talked to him
Damn
recently.
right you don't.
This is now a news breaking podcast.
Yeah, this is actually going to come out after that one, probably, though.
We need to wait even longer.
All right, let's go.
Drop that.
To drop that one. Drop that one on Tuesday. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to think of the math.
I don't even know what it
I'm
is.
in a movie with like different timelines.
Yeah, we got all the timelines. This is why Crash wanted us to not talk about timelines ever early on.
The club bought cell towers.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That would be great.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. We actually talked about Boba Fett for a long time. And then we talked about Masters Cup. But he was like, yeah, well, maybe. He was like, actually, I won't tell you. I'll break it on your podcast.
That's perfect.
Sweet. Yeah.
Sweet. Perfect. So,
instant reactions.
Yeah. So I hope it's as good as
but I'm gonna be furious
as it sounds like it's going to be.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for you guys to ask us questions. I'm used to being on.
We're not that type of podcast.
I know. I remember that.
We just talk.
So how are we gonna roll this out? Do we want to talk about when people are going to be able to order discs or anything like that?
I mean, we're going to hopefully drop this podcast.
This podcast will be dropping with the news.
With the news of everything. So
when you listen to this, you'll have already hopefully heard from Facebook and Instagram and other such sources. And there will be pre-orders for
so we can talk
models.
about all the discs, at least, the 8 molds.
Yeah, I mean, it's fan favorites. There's going to be a lot of heavy hitters in there. It's exciting stuff. It'll be just the first wave of what we're doing. I think we have one big release of a new mold, or not necessarily a new mold, but a new plastic and mold combination that we're excited about. We can't release that just yet. It needs to come out of the machines and make sure that everything's running properly out there in Michigan, how they do it up there.
Yep.
But I'm excited for that one. Just their glow is insane. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Their glow is beautiful. But yeah, we'll be doing a few different phases of drops that you can look forward to.
With a phaser beam stamp also.
Yes.
Not a phaser beam stamp, but a Jeff Phase stamp.
Yeah, we're very grateful to Jeff to giving us a great design again this year.
Yeah, Jeff Phase.
Actually, now that you said it, if Jeff wants to make like a phaser beam OTB Open stamp, fine.
That'd
Jeff,
be
if you're
awesome.
listening to this,
He's not listening.
Start
Everybody's
working on
fine
it.
with that.
Everyone
too
listening
busy.
to this. This is the most listened to podcast ever.
well, actually, what number podcast do you guys think you rank in the disc golf world?
47th out of 42.
How many?
No.
Yeah. How many
So
relevant?
you're saying we chose the wrong one to launch this news?
100%.
You knew that. Not just kidding.
Obviously, go on Smashbox if you have actual news to drop.
Yeah, or like the upshot, or
I might go on
Upshot's
Smashbox next
great.
Tuesday.
then do that
Yeah.
too.
I might.
That's perfect.
I mean, all press is good.
You should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to go on this Tuesday, but we had to delay the announcement, so I didn't.
I heard
did.
Madison maybe talking about it. She's like,
Did she
I
really?
know some big news about MVP. I hope it's us.
Oh, they're also signing Paul though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Paul Omen.
Paul Omen. He would be a good pickup.
He would be a good
Have
pick.
you seen him play?
I've never seen
I
him play,
have
but
not.
he's a
He
great
is the
human.
slowest thrower in the world.
Super nice.
He's like 6'5".
Yeah.
I played with him on a card at actually OTB Open
Yeah, he's huge.
several years ago.
Have a couple beers
Very
with
tall.
him, but
I've had some beers with him.
He's got those long levers and he throws like
Wasn't
in
he
slow
here?
motion, but he throws easily 550.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He might have been here. I met him at
I don't think
Masters
so.
Cup.
Speaking
was
of
at
here,
Paige's birthday.
what are the plans for the OTB Pro Shop during the OTB Open presented by MVP Disports?
More of last year stuff, probably.
Yeah,
Really?
We accidentally threw a few ragers last year.
I think we're gonna try to do some more things this year, but like make it so not everyone just shows up here.
Can we borrow the barricades when they're not?
Yeah. Can we plant the barricades outside so we don't have
Can we
a
include that in
ranger
the
on a
VIP
Wednesday?
package?
So
We want a players only party.
That'd be rad.
let's talk about VIP Spectator Experiences.
Mhm.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
So like I think that we're at the point, maybe not this year, but next year, where we can have like ultra exclusive, super duper
Some events.
VIP.
Mm-hmm.
In so much that like I think the disc golf has become cool enough that people will like buy travel packages,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how does that get rolled into it? Like, can you go to? Do you live in San Francisco and you can pay $300 to $500, and that includes transportation to the tournament and an overnight hotel stay, transportation back, transfers, and beer on the
bus.
a disc. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's something I'm really excited about. If people haven't heard, Sean and I are actually helping to run the Worlds in 2023
Mm-hmm.
at Smuggler's Notch. And like the only negative about that location is that it's isolated.
Okay.
But I want to
Very.
draw like an 8-hour radius around it, and then create this kind of travel package to get people to go there on a shuttle. Like, can we get 50 people from the Philadelphia Disc Golf Club
Mm-hmm.
to pile on a shuttle? I'll pay $1,000 and include your transportation. Like, 'cause once you get the Smugs, you don't need a car.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Like, are we at that point yet where that could work?
I think it's probably something where people would just end up doing it on their own still.
Okay.
But I'd love to be
some
proven
degree.
wrong.
The all-in disc golf islands, you know those? And
Of course.
they like
Alond?
Like
set-
15 courses.
Mhm.
They didn't even finish. They got 8 courses finished, I think, and they like set all the tourism records.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, I don't know if they could do it. It's probably viable here.
I mean, here you're not going to play though, as part of it.
No,
You're
true.
just going to
That's-
spectate.
Yeah, you could expect
Well,
the
I think
best
if
players
you
ever.
could do it, if you could roll both into it,
Again,
Absolutely.
looking at PGA, what do they do?
there's no golf when you go to a tour. So the PGA
No,
partners
understood,
with like
but-
other companies that do this. It's like all experiential.
Mm-hmm.
They do 2 things. So like the PGA, you can like get all expenses paid trip to whatever tournament you want.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also like TPC,
Yeah.
Touring Players Club,
Mm-hmm.
packages that you can go to those courses and play them
Yeah.
outside of the tournaments, and you can buy a package.
Yeah, I mean, right now that's the AM event the week prior.
Or sometimes the same week of, right? We're
Yeah.
still at the point where that's probably fleeting and going away.
You could do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sort of thing.
No, but like you could play the Green Mountain Championship as an amateur right now, at the same time as the
Oh,
pros.
yeah.
So, got it. Yeah.
I do
Certain
think those
tournaments.
times they're not going to be around as much.
No, I don't think so.
I think
That's
there's
true.
going to be a time where you're not all pro players are going to be playing in the same weekend. Like Masters
Men and
players,
women?
men and women will be different weekends. Eventually, Masters players will be.
That's
it
already
already is that
happening.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, people were not happy about the Masters Cup age protected pros being punted to
Yeah.
the amateur weekend,
Yep.
and that's a growing pain. I understand why people would be frustrated, but as the pro scene increases, I mean, if you guys have seen the demand on the FPO side,
Mhm.
it's gone from
It's
20
crazy.
to 30 to 30 to 40, and now like Sean and I are going to reserve 60 spots
Hell
for
yeah.
women.
How many tour cards were sold for each side?
37, I think, for FPO.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds very specific, but roughly 35 to 40. MPO, I believe it was 85 to 90.
Okay.
Wow. It's a lot.
So, I mean, obviously not every single pro is going to play every single tournament,
Mm-hmm.
but if they did, you're looking at 120 spots, and we only can fit 180.
Yeah, that's most of the
Ideally,
field.
That's all we'd like to fit.
No, we want to fit 150.
Yeah.
Like,
The more people, the longer the days. And
yeah.
they stack
And like,
up.
this is a culture change. Like, this is a big time one where now that the tour card exists, how do you actually get a tour card?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get access to the tour to gain the points? And Sean and I need to start getting creative. Like, anyone out there, actually, hit up OTB. If you want a qualifier for the tournament and you're in Northern California, let us know. We can't promise that it'll happen, but we're totally on board.
If you're running an event that wants to be a qualifier.
Yes, let's qualify. Correct. If you're running an event, I would say B tier or above, and you want your winners to get qualification into the OTB Open, hit us up.
Yep.
We can make
Anywhere
that
in
work.
California.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, we are the, yeah.
We could have like a southern qualifier and a northern qualifier. Just to start.
And I mean, obviously, it's got to be in the next like 3 months.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sooner
So it's
than
like
later.
winter time.
I would say,
or something like that.
sure. Yeah. I mean, this is like for the local pro that maybe can't tour
Mm-hmm.
or just can't get access to the tournaments.
Yep.
I mean, here's the deal. Like, we're finally at the point where we've been #grow the sport for so long that not everything is like warm and fuzzy.
Gosh
Yeah.
darn it, it worked.
I
It
know.
works.
Yeah.
We did our jobs.
Not
It's to the
everything
point-
scaled with the amount of players that actually want to play.
The
Yeah.
FPO side scaled significantly with COVID. I think a lot of women in the ultimate frisbee community,
Yep.
that it surprised me that we now, I mean, we've been doing like women's divisions unlimited for a week open for a couple of years now. And finally it's like, holy smokes. And just so you know, the future is, hey, Leonard Muse, if you're listening, we need 2 courses at Swenson.
Yep.
That will eventually need 2 full courses,
Yeah.
100%.
like 120. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're
We're separate.
a decade away
Yeah.
from an PGA.
LDGPT.
That sounds like a whole community. Sorry, Corey. No, it's true, and especially for the AM event, because that's where you want as many numbers as you can possibly get.
We're gonna give at least a week, right, Sean, of women.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Last year,
It'll be the same model as last year.
Even
we did
though
at
we're
least
not
week,
Women's
maybe
Global.
2 weeks. Yep. Even though we're not women's global.
at least a week. Yeah, we want as many women as possible.
No caps.
Do you
Yeah, with no
It's a
caps.
challenge to the women to make the men mad.
Yeah, fill it up.
do you think that Ultimate joining like the COVID and how Ultimate kind of stopped affected disc golf way more on the women's side than it did on the men's side?
Per capita, for sure.
I'd
Yep.
say the
No
ratio is way different.
Yeah, there's just
And
more women ultimate players per
Yep.
capita than men.
Yep. But I think
Yeah,
it's
is
you
there?
know, sorry.
There's more.
There's more women than
ul-
men ultimate players.
No.
No,
Percentage
the,
wise.
the ratio is
yeah.
like
So we're
50-50 though at the
Yeah.
club level.
Mhm.
And I think that, you know, an equal number of men and women came over to disc golf. So it
Yeah.
seems like it's a lot more women, but that's also because in disc golf, we have like 10% women or less.
Mhm.
I feel like
10% is actually pretty
I
good.
feel like at the
unfortunately-
professional
Yeah.
level,
Well,
it
what?
affect FPO a lot more.
Well, you got Ella and Leah.
Yeah,
right?
Ella and Leah, both of us.
I don't know any
sponsored by
men.
us.
Excellent.
I don't know any men. Sorry, Markham, that came up that were immediately relevant on the pro scene.
Yeah,
I mean, Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, Brody.
Maybe
And then-
wasn't
and then
it-
one.
Was
Sorry,
it
Brody,
Andrew
take that
Fish
back.
before that, but it was
He's been
kind of
playing
he was
before
doing
that.
in parallel.
He's been playing
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, he was doing it in parallel.
But
Brody was actually putting his flag on the ground
A little
before
early.
COVID started.
Correct.
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
He started playing in like December of 2019,
Mhm.
right? In earnest, like training. So he wasn't like a COVID golfer.
No,
Like-
I agree with that.
No.
I mean, people that like my sport shut down. What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
There's this other thing with frisbees.
Yeah, that was March, April.
I've known
Yep.
about it for so long and I've been resistant to it.
Thank you, Rudy Gobert.
Where have you all been, by the way, you ultimate frisbee players? I don't know, especially if you're over 40, come hang out with us. It's fucking awesome.
You don't got to run.
Frisbee sports, man. We're all in this
You
together.
don't have to run.
Yeah, it's like that broken knee. It's not that big of a deal in disc golf.
I know. But at the maybe it's just because the talent pool is bigger. But I haven't seen like an elite ultimate player or famous ultimate player like Ella break through as quick.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Or it just could be that she has just, a knack for disc golf that she could adapt
Just
to it
an
quickly.
athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can bomb a disc. She has like such quick rotation through
Well, she's
her.
like a slow thrower too, though. I don't
No,
know.
she looks slow
No.
when you're there
it's a
in person.
slow run up.
It's slow.
You
Like,
watch.
you watch Paige throw.
her. You watch her hit point. It is as fast or faster than anybody in the game.
I
her
agree.
hit point.
But when you see Paige throw, you see her using her toenails. Like you can see her getting
Oh yeah.
developing that torque.
Yep.
Ella's like kind of lazy
Yeah.
and like slow, but she has the right acceleration.
That
Yeah.
like it's the
Timing.
hit point. Some people need to be fast to get to the hit point quicker. But her, it's like it's so fast she needs to slow everything down.
I'm psyched to see her play this year.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
consider
too.
her a friend, and like she's really likable. I like a lot of things that she stands for, and she's putting in the work.
Off season
Yeah.
with Zoe, right?
Off season with Zoe.
She's just been playing a lot and putting a lot, and obviously she's got distance.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she averaged like 960 plus at New Year's Classic and got second place behind Owen Scoggins, who averaged almost 990.
Owen is playing so
Owen's
well
playing
right
so
now.
good.
I know. Do you know she's over 40?
Yeah, she's like
Yeah.
44 or something like that.
No.
No,
She's 75 years old.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Did she win? She won Masters.
No,
right?
she's at least 42 though, I think.
I think she just turned 40 last year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think last year was her first year.
You would know better.
Incredible golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
She
nice.
didn't want
It's
to
so
come hang out
cheery.
with us.
Yeah.
I invited her after when she did the skins at OTB Open. I'm like, oh, and you want to come back and hang out at the shop? She's like, I can't. I'm like, why? she's like, I'm not sponsored.
I'm not
Whoa.
OTB.
I'm not
sponsored.
OTB sponsored.
What?
And I'm like,
no way.
Not
I'm
even
in- I was
knowing. I
like,
think that you.
yeah.
Were,
And I was like, I'm inviting you to OTB right now, Owen. And then Leo was right there, and Leo was like, no, like you can come hang out at OTB.
she's like, wait, you guys are OTB? Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I'll come hang out. I didn't know that was you guys. So, yeah,
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Owen's awesome.
Owen's great.
No, Owen
Yeah,
and
she
Justin
is.
for a long time.
Yeah. I remember I met them at, guess where I met them?
Safari.
Nope.
Frying pan.
Nope.
Visalia.
Think Crash.
Oh, useless.
Boot fling.
I met them
No,
at
it wasn't
Boot Fling.
No
Really?
way.
I
They played
met,
Boon Fling?
I
they
don't
played-
remember her going.
I think, yeah, she was there with Justin.
It must have been before me.
Does it go back to like 2012?
Yeah. So it'll be the
2009 or
11th
10
year.
This is
was the
11th
first
year with a
Crash ran it,
skip.
right?
It's an 11th year with a missing year in between. So
Yeah.
technically a 12th year.
It was like back in the day, like my wife
Yeah,
Elena
2010.
like played in this. It was like one big women's
I
division.
remember Elena coming.
Yeah. Elena's played that tournament.
I did 7, the first 7 or so.
First 7.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the last
And that's it.
5.
I missed the first
I
one. I haven't
retired.
missed another one since.
I haven't missed any since I started playing.
Wow. Was this year's pretty fun?
Oh yeah.
'Cause I know
Absolutely.
he made it like a festival.
It was
Mhm.
more music.
A lot of music.
It was great.
I didn't go, but I saw a lot of Facebook
Crash went up a
videos.
day earlier than ever before also. He went up
goes
on
like
Tuesday.
Monday now, yeah.
We went up on Wednesday, which is what we've been doing for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But they went up, Crash and Danley went up on Tuesday.
Does the tournament start on Thursday?
Friday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The best 2 days are Wednesday, Thursday for us though. My opinion.
Well, you guys get to see everyone arrive, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, Wednesday is just
Hey.
like nobody's there
Yeah.
and we're all partying like just like the core group of guys, and it's just kind of weird and nothing's happening, and you're like, oh, let's go play a glow round with nobody on the course.
Yep.
Nice.
And then Thursday, like everyone's kind of starts showing up, and that's like the anticipation. And then I mean Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all amazing too, but
And a big blur.
yeah, a big blur.
What are you most excited about for OTB Open this year?
I think just to see the tournament scale and just fill out that property. Like we did a really good job last year for just having like the top 40%, I think, and golfers on the course at the same time we had the tournament going.
40% of the property, you mean?
Yeah. And this year we have the entire property. We won't use all of it, but
we have 150 acres at our usage. We'll probably use 100,
yeah,
which is a
including
lot.
like parking.
That's a
and
lot.
stuff.
For one
For
course.
perspective, like Golden Gate Disc Golf Course is on 15 acres.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
we always were going off the thing
18.
that 45. Avery actually told us this. 40 to 50 acres was perfect for a championship level course.
Championship, yes.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And so we were always like
Jeff
100
Spring told me
acres
that
is what
too.
we want. And then
100 acres, you could have 2.
And then we looked up that Swinston was 200 acres total, like the whole property of the
Yeah,
park
I don't
and
think
everything.
it is.
Well, that's the
I
park.
heard you guys say that. I
no,
think
that's the
Leonard.
park and everything.
I questioned it.
the
There's
park
all
to
the
the north.
space, like Sean, like there's also all the space like outside the golf course too.
Yeah.
Maybe including
That's what it's
outside
included.
the fence.
Yeah, outside
Oh,
the
I
fence
see.
line.
outside the tree line.
Oh yeah, sure.
But like I'm psyched. We have like we're gonna have a gauntlet hole. We're gonna have like a 260.
I hope that makes
There's
it in.
so many trees
It's
there.
gonna okay. It's going to make it in.
Okay.
We're gonna
Leonard, you listening?
yeah. There's
Leonard told me there's a
260
gauntlet
foot hole
already.
that's like tree,
Okay,
tree,
cool.
tree, like a hole from
Yeah.
Hornet's Nest, like
Yeah.
kind of like that. But
There's
shorter.
a lot of trees there.
It's
There is
awesome.
a lot of trees there. A lot of variety of trees too.
Mhm. Yeah, there's big tall pines.
Mhm.
There's a couple oaks. There's
Mm-hmm.
I'm psyched to like provide like a real professional disc golf experience for spectators and players. Like
That's what I'm excited about. It's just the
Uh,
ancillary things that again you won't see on
the little
coverage.
tiny things like
Mhm.
that the players have dedicated space and players can stay overnight, a dedicated space like to camp. They're going to have perhaps showers, a locker room, dedicated bathrooms, not just like where they're staying, but on the course. Honestly, like some separation from player to spectator,
Yes.
like where you can't
Give-
just walk up to Paul and ask for his autograph. Like
that was kind of crazy last year. Us on the 18th green at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
We were, I think it was Saturday, maybe. We were walking off the course. I think we were talking to Paul, and then all of a sudden, like this swarm of
Yeah.
people. And I
I
was
hope
like,
th- I hope-
oh,
We tried.
yeah. I know everyone
But we
tried.
need-
hold on though, let's not like
Well, no,
that
there's
was like
gotta.
the best part of disc golf for a minute, right?
No,
Is that-
100% it is. But it's also crazy for like Paul.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's all, I'm just going from the
He's used to it.
perspective from
Calvin
Paul.
could not get to the tee pad
Yeah.
from his car
Is Calvin,
to
you
the
fine?
stage.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
in like
You
5
remember
minutes,
that.
come get me. Yeah, absolutely remember that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, we'll probably have to have like barricaded or stanchions that go from practice area to the stage,
Mm-hmm.
which we will have a stage again, probably a bigger one, taller one, Sean,
I don't know about taller, bigger
Taller
for
would be
sure.
great.
but definitely more, like probably 50% bigger.
Yeah.
A big ass stage would be so cool.
Yeah. And
We're
then, like,
also, I don't know if you listened to the last podcast. We're going to move that after the tournament and put it on top of the building for a helipad.
stage here.
I did hear
We're
that.
going to put it on the top of the building. So
You
we have
never
a
know when
helipad.
Rick and Kona might want.
Yeah,
to come
Rick and
visit.
Kona might want to come in. So there's only one helipad in Stockton. So
Is there one here?
yeah, there's one at the airport, of course.
The
and then
Spanos.
Hospital.
Spanos building.
Okay.
Alex G. Spanos has his own helicopter. So, or he did. He passed away.
Yeah, it's
His son
Dean.
has a
Dean now.
helicopter now, Dean.
So obviously the budget is much larger for the OTB Open this year. And MVP is a big part of that. And they understand what the goal is and what the vision is for this event scaling large. And they understand that there's a certain amount of expenses that go along with that increased everything that we're trying to provide to the players. And so that was certainly
And spectators.
Yep.
and spectators, 100%. And that's certainly what fueled part of the move. So I think, Mercy, this is probably right up your alley, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how to broach this, but
Sean, talk about the money.
basically, and we're all on the record of like TD should get paid. And I know that might
Absolutely.
not happen this year as it's a new business in a sense, and you just need to reinvest, and that's what's going on. But yeah,
Well,
basically, give us.
Yeah, we're not hiding the fact that we have a production company. The primary project for that company is to 1,000 Rated Productions. And our primary mission is the OTB Open. And we want to build a company that is able to present a bigger and better event each and every year. And in order to make those leaps, we absolutely need more support from our sponsors, and also from the spectators that come and are our patrons. And so, yeah, in order to execute the vision that we had for this year, we were looking for much more support from our sponsor, our disc sponsor. And,
Both, not just our manufacturer sponsor, but also OTB themselves.
Certainly both.
Yeah.
I mean, asks are getting larger across the board.
Right. And, the whole model, again, that Sean was explaining earlier, with OTB being our title sponsor, the value that we can bring to them is in the form of discs that people want to buy. And so that's a big part of the compensation the MVP is providing for us this year. They're giving us access to 20,000 discs, which is maybe not a gigantic number, but it's pretty big
gigantic.
number.
It's a pretty big number.
It's
OTB Open stamped branded discs.
Mm-hmm.
It raises between $100,000 and $250,000 in revenue.
Mm-hmm. And we will sell through them. So
let's hope.
Yeah, we will. I mean,
It's a matter of time.
Ideally, you'll sell through them before the event, and that will be dictated on how interesting the items are. But MVP makes incredible plastic,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
so
one
we're
of the things.
And we have a new exclusive mold plastic combo that hasn't been released yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Very
definitely
excited
one of
for
the
that.
things we were really excited about. In particular, I don't think they have a great presence in California. So
Yeah,
we
not the
thought
best.
that was something, even though OTB is an online retailer, they have a big footprint in California.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to expose, this area to their products.
It's the most populous state, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Um,
sure.
In addition to that, as we talked about earlier, we are getting a cash compensation, $25,000. And that will go again to covering the costs of this year's event, allowing us to scale as well as investing in the years going forward. And then in order to run a top-notch amateur event, which we're doing again the weekend before the Pro Tour event, they're giving us $25,000 in $25,000 in wholesale credit.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's huge. Like, I don't know. And that's part of why I think it's important to talk about it, and why, Rick's deal is public, why Paul's deal is public, because we don't know what other tournaments are getting.
People have no
for
idea.
this. Yeah. And so
both sides, the
The
manufacturers
TD, the
and
manufacturer, the fan.
The TD.
We feel really confident in this program.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's not unique.
No,
Nate has been doing this with Discraft and Ledgestone for about 10 years now.
to a much larger scale.
Way
Yeah.
larger.
At this point.
At this point, it's huge.
Sure.
Yeah, so like this is our little way where everyone wins. Like MVP is giving us a package that to us is worth like $50,000,
Mm-hmm.
but we are also committing to purchasing 20,000 discs
Yeah.
that cost $200,000+.
Yeah, over $200,000.
So like they have a small investment up front with a commitment that they're going to get 3 to 4x ROI on top line. I mean, revenue, not profit, plus the marketing.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we come up with some really exclusive, cool blends that the customers want, and they want to be part of the events. And then that creates a foundation for Sean and I and our team of honestly, like, I don't know, $75,000 to $100,000 in support
Mm-hmm.
that we can build more bleachers, build more staging, provide better amenities for players and spectators, golf carts driving around to pick up people, paid security,
Food doesn't run out.
food that doesn't run out, a beer garden, video walls, like all the things
Yeah.
that we talked about before. Like it just allows us to, for me, like emotionally, honestly, like I don't have to worry so much about the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's the thing. Like the first year, of the SFO, I lost $6,000
You
or
guys
$7,000. Second
Lost
year, Sean
money
and I
running
lost.
a tournament.
We lost 12 or 15, not lost, but we invested
Yeah.
Right.
$12,000 to $15,000. Last year, we made a small profit that we shared with like specific core members of our team, and we will continue to do that in the future. But from the top end, like I do not look at this opportunity as a short-term investment.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
We want to put all the money back into the event. We want to create the best spectator experience on tour and
Best player experience
best
on
player
tour.
experience. Both. If you do both of those things, if the players are happy, the spectators will be happy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even if it was okay, we profited $10,000 to $20,000 this year, you'd be woefully underpaid as far as
Yes.
an
Oh, yeah,
hourly wage.
100%.
No,
Dude,
we're
we're
investing,
making-
our time.
Yeah.
Way less
Absolutely.
than minimum
hundreds
wage.
of hours. I mean, a total of thousands of man hours.
Oh, absolutely. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a light lift to do a disc golf pro tour event. Like we have to raise, like the expectation now is $50,000 out of cash.
Yep.
What was it last year?
20?
No. Last year was, okay, I'll give you the history. It started out at 10 for Pro Tour events in 2016. It went to 12.5. It went to 15, stayed there. 15 was last year. We did 25. Now it's 25. And now the expectation is like a tacit implication of 50. And like, I don't know of people listening out there, but $50,000 is kind of scary.
Yeah.
A lot of
Scary to
damn money.
commit to.
It is.
Especially when you lost money the first year after putting in hundreds of hours.
But like in hindsight though, like lots of people lose money while they're scaling their business.
Yes.
Like 3 years is a good goal for break even.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually did it. And I mean, COVID helped.
Sure.
I mean, God bless everyone that lost their lives and businesses, but like it obviously accelerated disc golf.
100%.
And like our team always knew the upside was spectators. I always knew watching Eagle throw a 760-foot roller is worth money.
Hearing the snap.
That's
Shit
why
pisses me
everyone that always clamors for wooded golf, I'm like, you've never seen Eagle throw max distance.
Need both.
Like,
I like
You
a mix.
just opened up Pandora's box.
you
I
need
want to
both.
yell about this.
You 100% need both. But anyone that says wooded golf is better than open golf is just wrong.
Hold on.
I don't think it's better. It's as
Like-
good. It's as good.
You just killed Corey.
Just go watch pros throw far and tell me that's not a skill that every
Well,
pro needs.
I think the difference is playing versus spectating.
100%.
Right? And so like
Well, spectating to me is better on a golf course because I can see the flight of the
Absolutely.
disc.
yeah, that's
Right.
exactly what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
And I can be on the fairway.
The most watched video of all of last year, other than James
I
Conrad's
was gonna
throw-in,
say it's
other
James
than,
Conrad's
but even that's not
that was not in the woods.
It's not in the woods. Is Eagle
Yeah,
on that
a golf
700-foot
course.
throw that
Pennsylvania.
everyone hated that course, even myself included. The course kind of sucked.
It just didn't have that much charm.
No, it didn't. But that throw, the lack of charm made Eagle throw the sickest shot of the
I
year.
know. It was
Because he had
nuts.
all the air room.
Yep.
So
I'm
like
sorry,
watching
everyone-
guys throw far is
fun.
still the most exciting part of disc golf.
Yep. Watching people throw far.
Chicks dig the long ball. It'll always be true. It'll always be true.
Or
People-
Ricky wrapped her legs from 80.
Also true. Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
sick. That's sick too. But
Plus,
like,
wooded courses can't fit on-site spectators.
I mean,
Also
that's
true.
And I gotta
exactly-
give you, listen, newsflash: the gate for Pro Tour events, whatever. I'll be a little bit transparent. Is going between this year. Will go between $50,000 and $100,000 plus per tournament. That's all going back to the players.
mhm.
And I'm sorry, go to a disc golf Pro Tour event or a major. It's awesome.
It's great.
It's fun. It's really fun. Like to see these guys, especially if you play and you throw 250 to 350, which is most people, and they're just, like it's seeing a disc coming out of someone's hand at 75 miles an hour.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
It's
It
crazy.
doesn't make sense actually.
It doesn't
I
make
don't
sense.
understand how
So
that happened.
my favorite part about sports is watching people do things that I
that
can't.
you can't
Sure.
do.
And
Exactly.
me as a baseball player, my favorite thing about baseball is watching. Like I was a good baseball player, played college, threw hard, I threw in the low 90s. Watching a
Ooh.
guy throw 105 is way fucking cooler than watching a dude throw 89 and carving a guy apart.
Mhm.
Like it is forever, and it always will
I
be.
might disagree with you there.
It always will be. It's the reason why people
I
love
love
Nolan
watching-
Ryan.
Well, that's
Nolan
fair,
Ryan
but
wasn't loved because he was good. He was loved because he threw harder than everybody else.
I think that's fair, but
I
I,
like
also
watching
think
Tim Wakefield pitch.
That's different because it's the sideshow.
But I think being able
That's
to
a
see
knuckleball.
being
There's
able
like
to
4
see
people ever
those
that threw good
shots
ones.
is the key. It's not necessarily just the
100%.
distance shots that having a more open area allows you to, allows spectators on site and in their living room watching on DGN
Mm-hmm.
to see these amazing turnover shots
Yeah.
or a roller.
I think both are
like,
needed. I don't think it should all be distance competitions.
Hold on, I want to tag out for the last 5 minutes of this because
Yeah.
we have to get going. But I want to put Corey Morrell in the seat, who's
Corey's
been
gonna
behind
yell
the
at me.
camera more than most people in disc golf.
Yeah.
And I want to hear his opinion on wooded courses behind the camera versus open courses.
Hi, Corey.
Aaron, you're wrong.
That's all right. I'm wrong a lot, so
Coming
it's
in hot.
okay.
He hears that every
I
day.
hear that all the time. I just as a
Throwing
fan,
cans on.
I love watching guys just rip on a frisbee.
You would.
Yeah.
That's your game, though. You live in Stockton, baby.
Nah.
That's all you can do out here. Just rip it into the winds.
Oh, I would rather play in a wooded course.
But you'd rather
I-
watch an open course.
Exactly. And I
Mostly.
think that's one of the biggest
Mostly.
differences.
Not
is
completely.
People enjoy playing different golf than they enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the
Right? I mean,
one of the tough parts about watching wooded golf too is you get a little lost in the flight of the disc as it's kind of like zoomed in, it's whipping around trees. That's why Iron Hill, a lot of people don't
Awful.
like watching it.
I hate it.
Because it's just pars and 4s and 5s. They're just blasting it through the woods.
You can't see
especially when
shit.
it's all flat, the screen. You can't really see the lines at all.
Mhm.
I think W.R. Jackson is probably the best example of an open wooded course that allows enough air room for people to really let it rip.
Yeah,
You see
I
like
like that
Simon
course.
excelling on courses like that because
that's true.
it has a lot of left to right. There's big hallways. If you get off, it's brutal. There's some trees in the middle, but in general, I think it really blends the two.
Yeah, like I'm not someone that's just all air, open air. But I think if you don't have 3-4 holes that guys can just absolutely rip it on, you're doing a disservice to the professionals that play disc golf. Because whether you like it or not, one of the biggest things about being a professional is how far you can throw. It is one of the skills that is the hardest to get. And the best players in the world all have it. And it's throwing far. And it will always be the case. You'll never change that.
No, it's very true.
So like,
But I think it's really the ability to control.
It's the command
that
at
distance.
distance.
It's the
agreed.
command at 450
yeah,
feet.
you gotta make the
Eagle
putt.
shot on that
hitting a
hole in-
landing zone from 450
Eagle
feet
shot at
away
that
is
hole in
impressive.
Pennsylvania wouldn't be as cool if he was 40 feet right
Mm-hmm.
or 50 feet left.
Am I crazy for that shot really was not that cool. It was a
was
wide open
amazing.
shot that
Were
he
you
just
there?
boomed
I don't care.
a slight downhill 700 feet. I
Did
mean,
you see
his
in
shot at
person?
Solitude was more impressive when he threw that mid-range 1,000 feet and got the birdie.
Sure,
That's
I've
cooler to me.
With
Nobody
1,000
came-
feet, though.
nobody came
To prove the
close
point.
to that hole. Like
He only did
I
once,
watched
right?
it on coverage.
Yeah.
Nobody came close to the hole. As soon as he threw
Like
it,
Simon throwing at Moraine State Park, that eagle he threw a couple years ago where he filleted that 550-foot shot up the
Yeah.
middle with a PED, to me, far more impressive than just a gentle turnover. He put it on the line. It's a great shot. I'm not saying it's a bad shot. To me, more engaging to watch a line hit through
statistics would disagree with you. The
it's-
second most watched
it's
shot
tougher to
last
film. It's tougher to film that shot. That's
yeah,
for
it is
sure.
tougher to film that
And-
shot in the woods or
Yes.
well, not in
this
the woods,
is
but
going to be my disc golf media hot take. I think it's easier to film in the woods
Interesting. How
I
so?
think all right.
because there's only one line these guys are throwing.
that's a
right?
good point.
It's like they're
Yeah.
shooting down a tunnel. So if I'm B cam, I'm just
Yeah,
coming back with them,
that's
coming back.
true.
I know where they're going. If it's out in the wide open, lefty, booms it over here. Righty,
Yeah.
big hyzer. Oh, this
Fair
guy throws
enough.
straight shots.
Yep.
It's like
That's not a hot take, I
impossible
don't think.
up in the thing. It's
No, that's
It's
actually a really
counterintuitive,
good
though.
point.
it is
Yeah.
counterintuitive.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think
I'm just that shot of Eagle was filmed very well,
perfect.
and like you can see everything. Like you see what Eagle was intending to do.
Mhm.
You could see the line hit match.
It makes
the,
ESPNs before Simon does.
yeah, wait,
For sure.
The average fan will watch that and be like, "Yep, I want to. Can I go throw a frisbee 700 feet?"
Well, it's understandable as well. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you can wrap your heads around it a little more than the technicality it might take to
100%.
hyzer flip something flat and have it drift and then barely make a corner. and
That's
turn around.
That's more impressive to the trained eye.
Yeah.
I'm a trained eye. What can I say, man? You're just an
100%.
untrained eye
Oh.
over here to my left.
Hey,
That's all
hey.
I'm saying.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking for the masses here.
I know.
And even though the masses in the Twitter comments and the Instagram comments want to make you think,
I think
the woods golf is more
No,
popular.
where it'll get distorted is when people say, "Oh, just you want wide open courses," and it's a facet that needs to be showcased.
yeah.
no, I agree.
That's it.
You mentioned a course that doesn't have a couple holes where these guys can boom it is doing a disservice. I kind of fall on the opposite side. Like if it's a woods course, give me a whole woods course. If it's an open course, give me a course that's designed around open golf. I don't necessarily love a course that has every single different element of disc golf in it, especially on tour. If you're talking about tour, I want the whole year
Oh, I
to
want-
represent their trip.
Oh,
through
I want
different
all
That's
of
fine.
the above.
But
to
I think
some
if you
degree.
only have one course, that you do want to have some balance there.
yeah.
I think as a one-off tournament, but I'm talking about thinking about the tour as a whole.
Oh, for
I think
sure.
I think
Yeah.
each
100%.
course
I
should have
agree
its
with that.
own identity.
If I'm thinking about the the tour as a whole, I want all of that. If I'm an event, you like that? You like that wording there?
Freudian much?
I want to hear that back.
I don't know what I said, but it was awful. I know that.
I hope it was close to the whore as a tool. That's just what I heard. That's worst case and best case scenario.
But if I'm thinking about a specific event.
What are you thinking about? But no, go ahead.
A specific event. Like if we're the OTB Open and I want to design a course.
Oh, we are.
We better fucking have a fucking hole that's 9,000 feet long.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a guy. I want to have a distance competition at least one hole.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we got to figure that out. Actually, I think we definitely need to have
like
that
a rock that you can move, and it'll be the current longest drive.
Yeah,
spotters there.
If I'm a singular tournament that's thinking about this, I want to have the longest shot on tour.
Yeah.
I also want to have a hole that has fucking 19 aces on it, because that'd be fun as hell for coverage.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
farthest flying disc.
19 might be a little strong, but
the farthest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like a hole 8 at Maple is the same way. I mean, this year they moved it back and took the ace a
little bit away.
Tough. But that idea where you can get some clickable viral hits.
I like both of them. Like not even just for the clickable viral things, just for like fun of watching. Mm-hmm. Like I want to watch a guy throw far, and I want to watch a guy run ring it.
Yeah,
we want to do both.
Audience behind him, the whole deal.
I want to watch Tiger chip it in from a little ways, and I want to watch Tiger like boom that shit.
If you want to throw really far, get yourself an OTB Open stamped disc.
Oh yeah,
and those this year are all going to be made by MVP. These guys got a heart out, so we're going to roll, but we will continue all of these conversations.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us, guys.
Love y'all. Thanks for coming.
Love you, Corey.
Love you guys.